Hey everybody, I'm a couple minutes early. Better a little early than late, I guess, right? Let me get all set up, and probably by the time I'm set up, it'll be time to roll. Got all my products listed. And tonight, I'm not going to have any issues, so I'm going to be ready to go before time, even though, well, maybe I'm counting my chickens before they hatch, because I might have issues like I've been having lately getting the screen to go live. All right, I got that updated. Oops. Okay, looks like you're seeing me. Looks good. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Put in a thanks for joining on my makeup night, not makeup, but my makeup project night. Because you guys know I was supposed to be on last night and I wasn't. And I thought today I would make the card up and show you tonight what I created. And today was almost a no-go again because I had to wait for my son Derek. And not that I'm blaming him, but I was kind of putzing around, just being lollygagging around while I waited for him. I thought I was going to hook up with him earlier and it ended up to be a little later. So I spent all afternoon trying to get this card around and make it just perfect for you guys to see. This is a, well, I won't get into too much of it because then I will have to say it all over again. So I'll go right, oh, it's 7 o'clock. So I will start now. Bam. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. As I was saying a second ago, this is my makeup night because I wasn't here last night. I spent a couple days just doing stuff for me. I hung out with Mike yesterday. I hung out with Debbie Schmucker Green on Tuesday. And that's where we got this card that we're making tonight. So it's just been a whole lot of different things going on. And I knew after Debbie was over that I wanted to make this card, and it was just going to take me some time to get the pieces around and figure out the design that I wanted to make, because the one that she and I made, oh my gosh, I'll tell you all about it when I show it to you. But I am here tonight. And I appreciate you watching, catching the replay, watching live, whichever you're going to do. I'm trying to think of what any housekeeping. We've got the bonus days use up. So if you've got any $5 coupons, please use them before the end of the month. The kits are on sale. Great, great, great gift idea. You got anybody in your life that's remotely crafty. The kits collection has everything in the box that you need to make the cards in the box. It would be great just to do with your mom or your neighbor or your friends. Just even if you're waiting at, what we got going on yet? Football might have started. If you're waiting to pick up your son from football, it's a great, quick and easy item that you can do is in our kits, and they make cute cards, so check them out. And I believe that's it. I'm going to get going. I'm going to show you what we're doing. I will give you a little background. Debbie Green could not sleep on Monday night, so no glasses, probably laying in bed watching videos on her phone, comes up with a, hey, I got a great card for us to try on Tuesday. She probably didn't even know what it looked like, to be honest, because she didn't have her glasses on. But she told me about it. We looked it up, found a video. It was a Lisa Stamp Room video, and she showed it to me, and that's where we took off. So we made our own prototype of this card. And the story behind the card, where is it? Here's my, I'll show you the front. Here's the front of the card. Here, the story behind this one, here's the inside, is the pretzel guy at the farmer's market was not there last week, and we were very bummed we didn't get a pretzel. So Debbie had a whole bunch of sets that she brought over, and we came up with making a card for the pretzel man and let them know that we're back. So I will show it to you a little better when I turn the camera down, which I will do right now, and you'll be able to see that better. And then I will show you the card that we are making tonight, and it looks a lot like that one. So let's spotlight my desktop for everyone. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see comments. If anybody comments, my camera is trying to focus. Let me give it something to focus on. Okay, so I'm going to bring this card in again. Got to show you guys the cute little, can you see the sparkle on there? I added some salt on top of my pretzel. And then it goes like this. Lisa Curcio calls it an interlocking accordion fold. And so we used 6 different stamp sets to make this card yesterday. Debbie had the one with the pretzel, and I should have looked up the name of, I didn't look up the name of any of them, but these are all retired. This little pretzel in here is not even a Stampin' Up pretzel. Everything else is Stampin' Up, but the big pretzel's the only current one. I got carb schmarbs, it said eat the cake, and I masked that off and stamped a pretzel in there. So worth the wait. Woohoo, he's back, yay. So we're gonna give that to the pretzel guy tomorrow when we go to the market. And with that idea, I went and had to make some directions for myself from Lisa's idea. I took it, of course, my little liberties with it, and changed up some dimensions and things that worked better for me. So I will pass that along to you when I show it to you how I made it. So here's the card we're going to make tonight. Here's the front of it. Now this is with the Earthen Textures bundle and the designer series paper that coordinates with it. And then this is the inside. Stands up like this. It's just a fancy, it's really quite long. She made several, oh, I didn't bring my big shot over, darn it, I'm gonna have to go get that. She made several versions of hers. Debbie and I like this cutout, but you can use any die that makes a hole that's big enough for this piece to slide through. So there we go. I'm going to show you how we make it. I'm going to go slow, I tell you, so that I can make sure I cover everything. Let me get my instructions out here. So got a bunch of the pieces, so it's overwhelming and there's a lot to it, but I got a lot of it done already. So we won't be like all night or anything. Unless I forget more stuff than what I think I just forgot. So I'll get my cut and emboss machine here in a second. I'm just going to show you, first of all, while we get started. So again, this is my interpretation of how she did it. The base, I'm using just a sheet, one sheet of paper, and I have 5.5 by 8, and I have a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of paper. And then I scored it at 1/2 inch because you want it to be 16 inches wide. So did I just mess that up already? No. Yes, I scored the wrong piece, didn't I? Oh, we might end up to be okay. Let me see. Let me get my ruler out. Because, tried so hard to do it right that it wouldn't surprise me if I messed it up. 12. I should have scored the longer one probably, but in my head, it's not going to matter. No, it's not going to matter. So, phew. My thought was to score the 8.5 inch piece at 1/2 inch so that they were both 8 inches, but obviously I did that backwards. So put a score line on there at 1/2 inch and then go ahead and glue the two together. And now I apologize, and I know my family tells me I apologize too much, but this is kind of complicated for me to get my head around because I've only made it a couple of times. So hopefully I won't tell you too many things and find out that I got too many like little mistakes going on. So we're going to glue those two together like so. And this ended up to be easiest for me to work with. I'm going to get out my paper trimmer, and because we have this long extension arm on it, it works out perfect for this long piece of paper. So I'm going to put the connector part on the underside, and I'm going to score it at 4, 8, and 12. So let's see if I can get that. So we're going to have 4 panels that are 4 inches. So 4, 8. Kathy's on. Hi, Kathy. And 12. And that's our base. Set that aside for a second. Kathy, did you get on early enough to see what the inside of the card looks like? I'll show you again just because I see that you're on. And you might not be seeing what we're making because you're not watching the replay. You're live. And there's our inside. That's what we're making. Okay, so now the next step is we want to cut those holes. So I forgot my machine. Hang on. This is gonna fill up the whole screen. Oh, I gotta get one more thing. All right. I don't know that I told you guys, but I don't think I showed you. We're using the Earthen Textures stamp set and the coordinating dies. And then I'm using the coordinating paper as well, and that's called Earthen Elegance. So I've got my stamp cut and emboss machine. So we're going to work with these two. I can get it, see if I can get it down here. We've got our 4 panels, and we're going to work with these 2. I'm going to call them the center ones. So what you can do, I'm going to give it a try. We got 4. I'm going to fold on my lines there, right? Looks like I might be a little bit off, but we're going to work with these 2 pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them together on my machine here, and see if I can fix my little fold there. I'm going to try and cut them both at the same time, so that way I know that they're in the right spot. I'm bringing my off screen here. You can't see me, but I'm trying to hold my edge together and give a good crease across the paper so that I'm more even there. So my two center pieces, I'm going to take, you want to take a die that has like a nested die, and we're using this one, and I didn't put it on the instructions. I forgot all about this, so I'll have to look it up and tell you which one this is, but there's like 3 different styles of dies in this set. It's currant, and you want to get some that nest. And then I'm going to take this die and I'm going to put it in the center. You know, you can be real precise and measure if you want to, up and down and side to side, to make sure you're in the right spot, centered on there. I'm of course eyeballing it. I need another piece of tape to hold it, and then I'm going to see if I can cut through both of these at the same time. If not, I can at least get a good line cut through there, and then I can do single afterwards and cut out just that one if it doesn't cut all the way through. Looks like it cut all the way through, so I'm good there. And now we got another step, so I'm going to move this for a half a second over here to show you. Now we've got our card looks like this. We've got our piece cut out of both sides. Now, this is the putsy card. So now you're going to take, you've got 2 panels to decorate the inside. Well, we need 4. So we're going to have 2 cardstock colors. And I'm using designer series paper. And so we're going to have 2 designer series paper pieces. These measure 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And even though that seems wrong, I've measured because it keeps me thinking that it's wrong. These panels are only 4 inches, so that's why we want 3 3/4. All right, so now you're going to want to give them a little, not these 2, set these aside for now. I'm going to put a little smidge of tape. I'm going to put it on the front here just to kind of hold them in place. Going to figure out where you want them on your card. Get a pencil and flip your card over and draw an outline. And what I did see in Lisa's video is she did say to also put like a L and an R, so you know which one is your left side and which one is your right side. Because if you cut the holes not like I did and you cut them individually, they may not be in the same spot. So she did like a R for right and an L for left. And take them off. Set your card base aside. And then now you want to bring in that big die, the next size up, and layer or center that over the outline that you drew, so that you know you've got it where you want it. And then you'll run that through your machine. I'm going to leave it over here off camera, or partially off camera. Wheel it on through. I'm going to leave that piece with it so that I know which piece that is. And then I will glue or attach this one, center this one over the outline. Tape it down. And then run it through. Hey Dawn, yeah, I didn't, I just posted on Facebook a little while ago, but I missed it last night, so I thought I'd do it tonight. To show you guys this fun card that it really taxed my brain, but it was a fun card that Debbie found in the middle of the night and said, hey, let's make this. So that's what we did. Okay, so now I've got my left and my right pieces. And this is, now we're going to flip it because this will be the front. And I want to emboss them now. So I've got the twisted rope folder. I don't know if you can see that, but we're going to put them in the folder. And I'm only thinking about making sure I know which way is up, and I might have this one backwards. So now I've ran it through the twisted rope. I'll do this one now. Oops, I got that one there crooked. This is a new folder that I got that I really like it. It's a very subtle, we used it on the pretzel. I thought it was a cute, reminded me of, you know, how you twist a pretzel around. So we used it on our pretzel card. And let me backtrack for half a second. Dawn, I don't know when you came in. Let me show you. This is the card front. And then this is the inside. This is what we're making. It stands up, and then this is supposed to stay through the holes. She calls it an interlocking accordion fold. And then I showed, this is Debbie, she brought a bunch of stamp sets with her, and we made these cards. Can you see my little sparkle on there? I got salt on my pretzels. We made this for the pretzel guy that should be back at the market tomorrow. We missed him last week. He wasn't there, so we made this card for the pretzel guy. So yeah. All right, so now we bring our base back in, and we just start gluing on these pieces. So we're going to glue them on, and I might have that one upside down. This is why she had you like right and left on them and all that jazz. So just got to keep track of where it goes. I know this was the left. Looks like I might have it a little high. Oh, that looks like it lines. No, it doesn't line up better. Okay, well, we're gonna put it back that way. I didn't think I had it so high up, but it's not going to be that noticeable. And here's the other side. Let's see if it lines up. So that one looks good. That one's right on the money. Okay. These you're not going to use unless you need them for your sprigs and stuff later on down. And so then, as I told you, we've got 2 more panels that are 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. I'll glue those on. This paper has some pretty patterns on the back sides too of they're bright. Some of them are bright. Just keep an eye that your patterns are going the same direction. And okay, so I'm gonna glue these on. And then our card will fold up like this. Ooh, look at how off that is. Whoa. All right, well, got one of my score lines off, I guess. I thought I just fixed that, but maybe not. So I guess what I'm going to tell you is, because you want to have, the card's going to be 16 inches long. And maybe my thought of how I just changed up my, where I glued it together. Maybe you want to do 11 inches and then the 5.5 on the other end. That works too. That's what we did yesterday. Let me show you that. That brings the seam further down the way down here. We went 11 and then 5.5. Oh, see, mine's a little long. I don't know, you guys. I'm overthinking it here. I'm just going to keep going, see what we get. Maybe my card yesterday was a little short because that was our practice card, but this is what we got. And I'm live. I can't rewind and fix it and figure out what I got wrong and do it over. So this is what we got. So here's our inside. And now we're going to, let's see, we're laying with the card. Oh, I gotta look at my instructions and see where I gotta go next. Add the designer series paper to the outside. Okay, now we're gonna do the piece that goes on the inside, the accordion piece. Okay, we're back to 2 pieces. They are 3 1/4 this way. This one's 9 inches long, and the other one is 8.5 inches long, because this one we want to be 17 inches total. I've scored the 9-inch one at 1/2 inch, and I'm going to glue them together. Okay, move that aside for now. Glue that on there. Just give it a second to stick in place. Like that. Okay, now we got to score this one. I'm going to pull my trimmer out again with my arm. Now let's see, I'm going to have to shut the arm for a second. So we want to score it at 2 3/4. 5.5, 8.5, which I'm going to open this up now. 8.5 should be where I have the 2 joined together. Yep, that's my join there. So we don't really need to score because there's already a score mark there from where I joined them together. And then we're going to go to 11.5. And 14 1/4. Move that out of the way. Okay, so tidbit here. Let me get my ruler and show you. These two centers are just a smidgy bit bigger than the other one, than these outside ones. So these in the middle or off to the side are 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And these two on the center where we've joined them together are 3 inches by 3 1/4. So you just, if you find another way to assemble, if you go to Lisa's video and watch her, she does them different sizes. You just want to make sure that however you put them together, these two pieces are touching. That you don't like flip this one around, because then I think it'll be too skinny over here. So that's the only thing that I'm going to tell you, you got to watch out for there. So now, next, I'm going to build up on this piece. Let me find all my pieces over here. I've got 4 pieces at 2.5 by 3. And they're going to go on these first 2 and the last 2. Then I have 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 2 3/4 by 3. And they're going to go on the center 2 that are going to kind of like be hidden through the back. And I put designer series paper on them because you don't really see them back there. They're just kind of, oh, you can't really see it. They just kind of hang there. They kind of hang in the balance there. So I didn't want to have to figure out a decoration or anything to put on them. So I just put designer series paper on them. So now I'm going to glue all these on. Glue those in place. And these are from the coordinating paper pack. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to glue these 4 gray granite pieces on as well. That's what color this is. My back, I didn't tell you guys any of my colors. My back is early espresso, and these are gray granite. Here. One more. That one over here. And then now we're just going to decorate up these pieces. So what I've got for mine is I've got 3 pieces that I'm going to use for decorating there. I'm going to stamp. Get the stamps out. I'm going to stamp some words, and I'm going to use the "You are proof there is good in the world." And I'm going to use my instructions for a backdrop, and I'm going to stamp the words in Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to try and center them in there. I didn't bring my cleaner, but that's okay. And then I'm going to use this fern, the big one, the fuller one, in gray granite. And I'm just going to stamp over my words a little bit and just kind of put that in the background. Then I'm going to glue that onto the front. Left. And then my next panel, I'm going to get a little bit of, I think I used this Pecan Pie and a little blending brush. And I'm just going to try and give it a little bit of a, what do you call it? A vignette, a silhouette, just around the, I'm going to leave the center open. It's a little bit darker than I wanted it. Let me see if I can. Well, that's doing it too. I guess I'm not dabbing it off. I'm always dabbing off to get the bulk so that I don't get this piece right here, this dark splotch from the brush. But sometimes if you don't dab it off enough before you move on to the paper, you'll still end up with those. So I don't know. I'm going to go with the darker. The first side that I did, I think I like that one. Okay. I'm going to glue that on. That in place. And then I've made a pot. So in that die set are some of the pots. I don't know, mine's not sticking down so you can't really see them, but there's the pot and then the grass and then well, this here's the frond. So I'm going to put the pot, and then I made a piece of grass to go in there. And I have a, and that is Pecan Pie. Then I have a Misty Moonlight frond doohickey-bobber. And I'm going to glue that down to the back. I'm going to use a little bit of dimensionals for that. Help keep those in place. And I'll put a couple more down here. And then I'm going to stick that up on the inside. Oops, I'm off. My grass is hanging off the side, so we're going to cut that off. And then I'm going to just pop that up here in the center of this panel. We're going to leave those two blank, and we're going to come over to this panel. And I decided to not put a white piece on there. And I stamped the fern, big fern, in copper clay on an extra piece of white. And then I cut that out with the fern die that's in this set. And I popped it up. On the front. Dawn, I can go slow if you need to go get a drink. It's funny. Now's a good time to go because I'm done. I'm just building out these last couple panels. And so then I'm going to put this on this gray just for a different look. Not going to pop it on the white. Then I have some boho blue of the textured ribbon. And I tried to slice it up the center so that I could tie it into a bow. Now, the only trouble with slicing this is it will fray. So the more I fiddle with it here, the raw edge, I guess you call it maybe, will start to fray. But you should be able to pull the pieces out. I probably should have started up a little more. Kathy, where are you when I need a good bow? In a hurry, because you are a great bow maker. Should have pre-made the bow. All right, so we're gonna go with this. You see how it's starting to fray a little bit. It's not quite in the right spot, but we're gonna keep it. And watch me fiddle with it and tear it apart. It's okay, Jill. Tell me it's okay, guys. It's okay, Jill. Let it go. All right, I'm gonna let it go. And then I just pick off the extra pieces, trim the ends. And then I used a glue dot. You know, those things that we have a bajillion one of. If you get a paper pumpkin kit, you've got sheets and sheets of these puppies. And I'm just going to stick a glue dot on the back. Did I even get it? Nope, I must have left it on the sheet. Try it again. There, we got it this time. Glue dot on the back. Peel the wrapper. And then I just put it down here around the, like the ribbon has got the ferns tied into a bunch. Pick your little pieces off, and if you got glue on your hands like I do from this green glue I'm using, you'll be wearing the ribbon. I'll have mittens by the time I'm done tonight. Okay, then the last one on the right, I did the same kind of idea as the first one. I just am going to stamp some words on it. And I used, you always know just what to say and do. And I did that in Misty Moonlight. This one pretty much covers from right to left. And I put this one up a little bit higher so that if you wanted to just say, you know, thanks for whatever it was you did. Let me see if I can get that a little. I have to be particular because this is going to be a prototype if the girls want it for class. So if you want me to make this a class card, let me know. And I can. It might be too putsy for class. You guys might not want to have to goof around with it. So I got that. I'm going to bring this back in because I'm going to now use that sprig again with the gray granite and put in another gray granite specimen down over here, and this one I'm going to cock over to the right, like that one I got pointing that way. This one I'm going to point this way, like that, and then it glues down on the last panel. And like I say, this one I put up a little bit higher, the words, so that if you want to write something below, you can. All right. You guys still with me? All right, you guys. It's Chris. Oh, hi, Christy's on too. So you guys want this for class card, okay? Just come prepared for a little bit of, I don't know what. All right, so these are gonna go, I gotta fold it on camera. I think I gotta go in the wrong way though. This one goes, it goes this way. because these two longer pieces, they'll stick out the back. You see that a little bit longer. They'll stick out the back of the card. So now we want to bring our card in. What did I do with it? Oh, no. I totally lost my card. Oh, it's on top of my computer. Duh. I knew it couldn't have gone far. So now we're going to bring our card in. And I guess just pick which side you want to be up or down or right or left. Fold your pieces up like this. Well, I guess open this particular one up and then start feeding it through the holes. Okay, and so you're going to stop when these designer series papers are in the center. So it's going to attach like this. So kind of fold it back up again, fold it up with the card, and then shimmy it around in there. All right, so fold it down like this and shimmy it around till it's centered that where you want it. You know, look for your distance, left and right, top and bottom. You do have room to move it out to the front and whatnot. So go ahead and glue or hold it in place and just go ahead and put some strong glue on it. And close the front down on it. Give it a second to adhere. And then now open it up and do the same with the back panel. Close the back up on it. And you can see I'm still a little bit off on my somewhere with my score line, but we'll be more precise when we do it in person. And then now it's adhered together like so. It stands up like this. So this panel kind of is free flowing like that. And then now we're ready to complete the front. So for the front, I have a piece of the designer series paper in that same 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. I'm gonna glue it down. So I gotta order another pack of paper because I won't have enough of this design. Well, I won't have enough of either of the designs to make everybody be able to have the same card. So, okay. So we're going to glue that to the front. Then I cut out a large circle with my largest circle die, and I'm going to glue that flat to the front. And I'm just going to put it kind of right in the middle, kind of, sort of. And then let me see where my paper that I don't need. I went ahead then, let me see if I can bring the front down. Can I bring the front down into camera just to show you? I'll attach it to the, hook it under the drawer. So I've got a little piece of crumb cake and this basket that's in there, or vase, I guess it could be. Not necessarily a basket, but I'm going to use the copper clay. I'm going to give that a second to dry, then I'm going to cut it out. So in the meantime, we have one of these big flowers. We have a Boho Blue ferny frond and a piece of grass. I'm calling it grass. I'm going to cut this out now. We could use the die. There is a die, but it cuts the jug smaller than, it cuts a bunch of it off. Let me just say that. So I'm cutting it by hand so that I can keep the full size of the jug. But you could most definitely cut it with the die, and then it would look like the one that I glued on the inside. Oh, my thing's all sticky from where I dropped my glued that glued piece a second ago. I know. Why am I not using the other liquid glue? I should be. So we're gonna glue these 3 things onto the back here. Let me get some tape out just so I can glue them. I'm gonna lay them down here how I want them on my card. Kind of like so. Then I'm gonna put my jug down on there to hopefully pick them all up. Didn't get the back one, but that's okay. I will come through because I want to kind of tilt that one a little bit more anyway. I gotta put some more glue because this I'm gonna glue flat onto the card. Oops, we got another stem sticking out. Can actually cut off most of those stems. Probably put a little glue underneath the stems so that they stick down. And then we're going to glue it onto the circle. Like so. And then I have another little jug that I cut out. Well, that side's almost kind of pretty. This is the tall vase. This one did not, oh, let me show you on the front. This one, I didn't stamp it. I cut it out with the die. Then I cut it in half and added the little piece that has the handles on it. I added that to the top. This piece is a little bit wider, but it works. And then I cut out the fern for this one. I shook it up a little bit on this one. I'm gonna try and do a fern in copper clay. I did not have any copper clay on the front of this one. And I'm gonna make this one a little bit shorter, more down inside the vase. Go with that. And I'll use some dimensionals to pop it up. Making sure I get one on there to hold it in place. In case my glue job isn't good enough. You know what? I got that. Can I move this? I want to move it over toward the center more. sure we can move it. But I need some more glue, so I need to use my liquid glue, I think, on this guy, but I want it more toward the center. Did I even move it when I just did that? Yeah, that works. Can overlap them a little more if you want, but that looks pretty good. Then I have just a scrap piece of white. And then I used the thank you to go along with my your best kind of sayings I'm using on the inside. Got a little thank you. And then I cut that out about half of an inch. I cut the edges at an angle. And then we will pop that up on the front. One side of it. And then I'm gonna put a little glue on the other side. Okay. Just seeing what you girls are talking about when I'm not being able to pay attention. And so the side with the glue, I'll glue to this vase. The side with the dimensional will glue to the other side, but be the same height as the vase. Then I'm going to take my other piece, the other half of the ribbon, and tie another bow. Whoops. Pulled that a little hard. And we'll call that good. Pull my little tails down. Cut those off. Get another dot. Stick it in the center. And then I'm just going to stick that kind of off. You could put it down below. You could put it, you know, wherever you want to put your bow at. And then that should be the front, and that is the whole card, guys. So there's our front. And then we open it up to the inside. That. And I don't know, you might decide that you want to put your decoratives on here and put your words on here. I think if somebody actually displays the card, let me lay it down. Somebody actually displayed the card somewhere, you would probably see these. But I think, or if they open it up wide enough, they'll see them. But yeah, there we go. That's our interlocking accordion fold with the Earthen Textures set. Doesn't really go that way. So let me know. I guess I already saw from a couple of you that that is what you want to make at a stamp of the month class for September is when that set is, and that you want to make one there. So I will get the paper figured out. I'll cut them. You guys just want to do 3 cards instead of 4 because this one will take you a while. You just want me to do a couple easy ones on top of this one. Just give me a shout out, shoot me a text over something to let me know I'm just trying to look, did I go back to me? I think I did. To let me know that you, what you're thinking. I don't want to stress you guys out. I don't want you to be here for, you know, hours upon hours to get your cards made. So you have a life besides my house, unfortunately, or you could just all come and stay every day. But let me know what you're thinking as far as how much you want to, how many you want to make and whatnot for time and stress and all that stuff. But I appreciate you watching. You can again thank Debbie Schmucker Green for her insomnia that got her watching a card with no glasses that she had really not quite sure what it was going to look like. But we had fun putting it together. She retained a lot of the measurements and what she was supposed to do. I think she just didn't know what it was supposed to look like. Anyway, we had a good time. We had a good time cutting it all up for our pretzel guide tomorrow, and we'll have a good time all making it here. How about we can make it first too? We'll do it first so that we're all just real zen and ready to just kind of concentrate on the one card. That's a good idea too. So that's it, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Again, I'm sorry I didn't come last night, but I was having a good time. So I will be back again another night. You guys have a great evening and a great weekend. And that's it. If you're in the Ludington area, there's a huge craft show downtown. Maybe I'll bump into you there. I think South Haven's having the Blueberry Festival, and they said they have 175 vendors at their craft show. So maybe you can go there. But otherwise, see you in Ludington. I'll talk to you later, everybody. Bye. Have a good night.